Hello everyone, welcome to the Whistling Hermit's One Card Spread series. This video series is primarily intended for learning how to read the tarot. However, you can also use this as a card reading for the day. This is a timeless reading, so if you are watching this now, its message might be for you. For this video series, we will be using the giant Rider Waite Tarot deck by the US Games Systems Incorporated. We will also be using the booklet of the Tarot of A.E. Waite by AGM Urania. The first part of the video will be a descriptive study of a specific card in the tarot. We will describe what we see and the insights and feelings we gather from what we see. The first part is characterized by spontaneity. We allow the cards to speak to us regardless of the generally accepted meaning of the card. By doing this, we hope to increase our intuitive capacity for reading the tarot cards. In the second part, we will be reading the description of the card taken from the booklet of the Tarot of A.E. Waite by AGM Urania. If you intend to use this as a timeless reading, you can randomly choose any card in the series that resonates with you. An alternative approach is to shuffle a Rider Waite card deck and pick a card randomly. You can then choose the card in the video series that corresponds to the card that you picked. Note that this series is a work in progress and it might take some time for the 78 cards to be completely read. So, without any further delay, let us proceed to the card for the day. Okay, welcome to our one card spread series, and today we have the card for the day is the Two of Cups. Looking at the face of this woman or this lady, she looks a little bit coy or a little bit shy, but her head is tilted towards the man and her gaze is really concentrated only to him, as if oblivious of the world around her. The guy is also like that. He seems to be mesmerized by the lady, and there's a tenderness in his face. Even the hand that reaches out to the lady is so tender. How sweet. In a distance, we can see a house with a red roof. This reminds me of a song. It's like our house, it's a very, very, very fine house with two cats in the yard. Da 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 dun, da 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 dun. I light the fire, you put the flowers in the vase. Wow, how romantic. As we all know, this card, which has the number 2 in it, and you see 2 cups, is related to the number 2 card of the Major Arcana. And what we see here, the number 2 card of the Major Arcana is the High Priestess. Well, the High Priestess is alone. She seems to be, but she's happily alone. She seems to be married to her profession or to her calling. She's happily single like me. Yeah, there is maybe her divine partner is somewhere behind the veil, still unknown, or she has found her divine partner in the in the world, in somewhere else. But no, all of us have special callings. No, uh, she is called to be happily alone, happily single. I'm also happily single, and but the relationship of this one and this one is that the high priestess calls us for transformation, no? A change. No? When we look at the number 2 card of the swords, no, there's a woman trying to decide between two things. No? Here, when we earlier reflected on the high priestess, it's as if the high priestess is asking the fool, okay, will you just go on a journey, just external journey, or would you consider also an interior journey? It is an invitation with somehow there was also a choice in there. And here is also a person is also making a choice. So somehow the theme of the second cards are making choices, because here the two persons are making a choice. Who are they going to begin a new and fulfilling relationship, or are they going to remain single, like the happily single, like the high priestess? No, so there is a choice between single life or committing oneself. Also, it does not necessarily mean that this card is only for romantic relationships, although when you look at it, wow, yes, the theme is really very romantic, no? But it can be only also a deepening of a relationship between people, like for example between family members, between friends, which doesn't have to be romantic, or between colleagues, no? But I feel that this card calls us to a choice for a deeper relationship, or being just happily detached from other things, so that you'll have more time for yourself. Anyway, take it if it resonates with you. Okay, the beautiful thing about this one is that they have big cups. Big cups. It's like generous. When you give somebody with a cup, a big cup that is filled, then you are generously giving somebody. I mean, if you give a smaller cup to somebody, then it's cheaper. If this is an expensive wine and you fill up the cup and give it to somebody, then wow, you're really are very generous. So there is a generosity, I think, for me. My reflection is that there's an invitation here that if you are going to consider a deeper relationship with someone, there is an importance of generosity. And when you look at it, the cups are in equal level. There is an equality between the two. It's as if this lady is giving 50%, the other partner also gives 50%. This is a good sign. It's an unconditional love. I mean, nobody is shortchanged. You just imagine if somebody gives 80% and the other only gives 20%, it's going to be a vicious cycle. It's going to be a toxic relationship, because the other one just keeps on receiving while the other is shortchanged. So this is an invitation for us as we enter a relationship or begin a relationship or choose to begin a relationship. It is important that there is equality. Both shares, both are trying to give as much as the other one is giving. It's not an imbalanced relationship where only another one person only receives a small portion while the other one is giving more. Both are trying their best to give equal response to each other. Both are working equally for the relationship. And the beautiful thing here is you see, they are both giving the cup. They are not grabbing the cup. Even the hand that reaches to the lady, it's not to get the cup. No, it's more of trying to reach out to maybe to touch the hand of the lady, to assure the lady, to show tenderness to the lady. So both are reaching out to each other because they want to share their cup. And I think this is one thing very important in a relationship. You reach out to somebody not because you need that somebody to fill up what is lacking in your cup. No, you reach out to somebody because you want to share the fullness of your cup to somebody. You are already full, you are already happy with your life. And the reason why you're reaching out to somebody is because you want to share the fullness of your life, or the fullness of your happy life. You want to share it with somebody. But whether that somebody is in your life or not in your life, you are already happy. And you are happy whether there is somebody or there's nobody in your life. Like the high priestess, no? The high priestess, maybe someday she might have somebody in her life, but she's happy even when there's nobody in her life, no? So she is full. She is full. She already has the source of happiness. She is in touch with the divine, and she already has the source of happiness, and so she's always overflowing, like the Ace of Cups that we earlier had, no? You see the Ace of Cups, if you try to look at the Ace of Cups, it's overflowing, 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 and there's the presence of the divine, and so the Ace of Cups is already filled, and if it reaches out to other people, it is because he wants to fill the other cups. Like, for example, no, if the cup is overflowing, it will overspill to the floor. So sometimes it would be good if there's another cup to catch it, so that the precious wine that is overflowing, or the precious water that is overflowing, it can still be cherished by others, no? So it's a reaching out from the fullness of your life, and it is because you want to share your happiness, not because you want to be filled up. You don't have to be filled up, but it's beautiful, no? It's reaching out in order to share in the goodness of your life, and both are in a stable ground, no, very stable ground. And it seems that if they reach out to each other, there is something. You see a very, very green landscape, no, with a beautiful house waiting there in the distance, no. So if this is a romantic relationship right now, if you are beginning a romantic relationship, no, there's the challenge, no, of creating a house where you can have 2 cats in the yard, and children, maybe, no. It depends on the situation, but you will be you will have a refuge together where you can be both creative. You can create children, create wonderful things for the world, and that's a beautiful thing about here, no. You look at here, no. On top of them, and also in between them, no, there is the caduceus, the sign of caduceus. The sign of caduceus is also the sign of Hermes, no. Usually the modern sign that we see is usually 2 snakes that are intertwined several times to each other on a pole, no, and then there is a wing on top of them, which is, yeah, this is the one. But the curious thing about it is that there's a lion here, no. They say that the lion is a sign of, this is a sign of Hermes, no, and this is a sign of transformation. So it's good, no, when you reach out and create a new wonderful relationship, or for those who are going to become couples, you're sharing a loving relationship, no, it somehow transforms both of you. It should transform both of you in a wonderful way, not in a negative way, no. If the relationship here, I guess, if the relationship is equal, you try to give well to each other, you really reach out, and you try to reach out to the fullness of your cup, it will be something, it will lead to a beautiful transformation, no. Not a transformation wherein before you were sweet, and then when you were together, when you are fighting, the woman will be throwing dishes on you, and then The guy will be shouting at the woman or hurting the woman and everything. Right? So that's a terrible one. That usually happens if you reach out to somebody, then there's an imbalance. One gives more than the other, and then both are expecting that they will be filled up. And no, that's this formula seems to be more beautiful, where both are equal, both are giving equally, both are reaching out not to be filled but to share their happiness. Then there will be the promise of a beautiful transformation. Their union, no? They will become one, and their oneness will lead to their further transformation. And there is this wings. No? For me, the wings also shows the presence of the divine, and so the relationship, no, becomes complete when there is also the presence of the divine. And for me, no, this symbol of the two snakes, no, not only shows in oneness, because look how they're intertwined against each other with each other several times, and both are like the man and the woman, both snakes are looking at each other. I don't know if they're looking romantically at each other or ready to strike each other. Anyway, I think they're looking like they are resonating the loving gaze of the two lovers. I think they are also looking at each other lovingly. But anyway, this usually symbolizes healing. Actually, when you look at the barber, the barber shop, now you see this coiling of the blue and the red spiraling colors. They also symbolizes the caduceus, because before, in the history of medicine, barbers are also doctors. During their time, they are also healers. So when you look at the caduceus sign, this is a sign of healing. So when two people reach out to each other and create a beautiful relationship that is healthy, that is unconditional, that is not toxic, not codependent, it also promotes healing. So this is a very positive one. This relationship, if you are going into a relationship, there's an invitation for you to go into a relationship with equality. You go to a relationship full, trying to share them in your love. And if you do that, there is this promise of healing for both of you, because all of us have traumas in life. All of us have some parts in our life that needs healing, and somehow there is this promise of healing also with this union, and the promise of having the divine presence, and a promise of a wonderful transformation. And the sky is clear. Everything is green, productive. So there's a promise of a beautiful future. So this is also a very, very positive card in the realm of love and relationship. So it is possible that a new beginning is coming to you, and there is a promise of a beautiful relationship, whether it be in the family, in friendship, or in the work, or it can also be a very romantic relationship. This is a celebration. You see the wreath on the lady's head and the wreath on the guy's head. So this is a celebration. Now there's also this now it doesn't have to be that this is the guy or this is the girl. No, this symbolizes energy. The guy represents the masculine energy, the yang, and the woman also represents the female one. So you see, the woman is a little bit more shy, less aggressive. The guy is the one who reaches out to the woman. So you see the yang energy of the guy. But the guy reaches out, even though he reaches out to the woman, so he's more confident. He reaches out with tenderness, and the woman receives him, so she is more of a receptive kind of energy. She also receives him with tenderness. So you see also the yin and the yang. It can be also related to the high priestess, in a sense that it can be also a union of the yin and yang of one person. So it can be a relationship also of the person with him. For me, it can also symbolizes the wholeness of a person. I mean, like for example, the high priestess, she is alone, but she is whole. She has also the yin and the yang. She is in the center. She is balanced. She is complete. There's a balance of the yin and the yang in her, the balance of the masculine strength and the feminine tenderness. No? It's like here also. No? So this can also be a card, not of a relationship. No? If you are happily single right now and you have no wishes of being committed to anybody, it could be a card right now for you that informs you or tells you that this card could be a message to you that you are about to achieve a real inner transformation wherein you will become a whole person, where there will be a balance between your yin and your yang. You will be able to, it can be also for a single person, and it can be a sign that you will have a transformation, and that transformation will make you a whole person, an equal person. They say that at a later part of our life we undergo, Paul Jung calls it individuation, you know, where you will become more whole as a person. That the subconscious part of you that at the start of our life is usually pushed. These are the things that the shadow part of our life, you know, the things that we push into our subconscious because the society does not allow us to practice it, and because of that, to adjust to the demands of the society, we tend to push certain things in our life into the subconscious, and we try to forget about it. And if we do not handle it a later part in our life, then it will be a cause of some crisis, and so on and so forth. So after the half portion of our life, when we start around the age of 40 going up, or the midlife, we are called to undergo individuation, where our conscious mind begins to recognize the things that we have pushed into our subconscious mind, where our conscious person starts to learn to embrace the shadow part of our personality. And when we do that, we will start to have this oneness, this wholeness, which is symbolized by the high priestess. So it's the same also here in this card. It can also be a card of transformation towards wholeness as a person. There will be an equal interaction of your yang and your yin personality. And then you see there's an equal status here. So you start to have an equilibrium in your personality. So this can also be, to those who are happily single, this is a positive card for you. If this card is for you who is happily single, it could also mean that finally you are going to undergo individuation, and that there will be a reconciliation of your shadow part and your conscious part. Your yin and your yang will have a balance, and you will be a happy person, and then you will have this fullness wherein whether you do not have a partner or you are with somebody, you will still be happy. And even if that somebody goes away, it doesn't affect you, because you are the source of your happiness, and that you are full already, and or the source of happiness is in you, and you are constantly being filled by the divine. So whether that partner is there or away, you are full. So somehow this one is like that. You know, it can also be a card that tells you that finally you are reaching a stage in your life where you're going to have more wholeness in your person. There will be more balance in your person, and so this is a good way, no? Choices, yes, there is a choice. I mean, you can choose again to. The choice here is between remaining in your present state, or are you going to have a deeper relationship with others or a deeper relationship with yourself? So this is also a choice, no? A choice to remain to a certain state that you have, or a choice to make that relationship with others or with yourself a little more deeper. So yeah, in a certain sense, this is also a card of choice, because it's a transition card, just as the Two of Swords is a transition card. Oh yeah, it's more transition card from one state to a something. Here is from a present state to something that can promises something that is more deep, much deeper. No, okay. So what else? Sky is clear. The environment supports you. I guess that's it for now. Now we go to part 2. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, here we are now to part 2. The card for today is the Two of Cups. Okay, and we are now going to read from the booklet of Tarot of A.E. Waite by AGM Urania. And so now we will look for the Two of Cups. Here we are. Two of Cups. Divinatory meanings, warning, advice, and action. We go to the description. A man and woman, both of them solemn and strong, hold up their cups to each other, with the man reaching out his hand to the woman. Between the cups, as if generated by their joint energy, rises the ancient magical symbol of the caduceus, two snakes wound around a column. Usually, wings will appear at the top, but here we see a lion's head as well, an alchemical image of transformation. Today, we associate the caduceus with the medical profession, but in ancient times, it belonged to Hermes, god of magic and wisdom, and according to a modern myth, creator of tarot itself. Modern tarot sees this card as a romantic relationship, possibly a commitment. Here, we can see something deeper, people coming together to create a new world. Notice the basic equality of the man and woman and the energy generated between them. This new society will be one of equality and cooperation. Divinatory meaning. People coming together in a powerful way. Dedication to a high purpose. Traditionally, a romantic relationship. Warning, advice. Acting alone, closing off cooperation. Disappointment in a relationship. Okay, action. A time to form a deep connection with someone, possibly, but not necessarily romantic. Okay, so that is what the booklet is telling us. And thank you for being with us. For those who have read this as or consider this as the card for the day, I hope that something have resonated with you. And for those who are studying the tarot, I hope that this has contributed to your journey towards learning. And until next time, have a great day.